OK team, you might be forgiven for thinking you've seen this before. We're off to see the Chroma. And the reason is, it's fairly similar to last year. So we've got our silvery metallic-y chrome sort of look about the bat, all the way around, usual places you're going to find it. Sliding around the side, still on the Chroma sticker there, on the GM at the back. A little bit of detail all the way down the bottom of the GM sign. And again, we did go up the top with our nice little touch. We've gone the Pro Light grip. Let's find out a little bit more about it.
Okay, so the Chroma, out of all the bats in the Gunn range, this has the most full-bladed profile, and by that I really mean, you can see in the back there, a rounded profile in the back. You can see you've got lots of wood all the way around the back of the bat.
Yeah.
So what that really means is, if you're striking the ball slightly off centre, so somewhere around about here, you've still got a fair chunk of wood behind the ball. So quite a forgiving bat. If you don't quite time it as well, perfect, you're still going to get decent value for your shots. So I'd say a good forgiving bat. From a profile point of view, it's also got the standard blade length, so it's at the full 555 mil in terms of a standard length.
Yeah.
Pickup wise, purely from a balance point of view, I thought this was going to pick up heavier than it does, in all honesty. But I'd actually say it feels quite comfortable. It's not the lightest bat in terms of pickup in the Gunn range, but for me, actually, it picks up better than I thought. It's quite well balanced considering the amount of wood that you've got in that hitting zone there.
Yeah.
You mentioned the grip. Yes, it's the Pro Light grip, which is probably a subtle change, but not much. Again, if you don't like the grip, you can always change it. It's similar to a Chevron standard grip, really.
Cool. What do you think about the old the tapping?
Yep. Well, what I'm expecting to feel is hopefully some compromise outside of the central zone, given the amount of wood behind. But let's have a look. Yeah, I'd say mid to high in terms of a sweet spot of where you're really looking to strike the ball. That said, it's pretty central.
Yeah.
I think any sort of spiel you would read on the bat would say mid to high. I think that's probably forgiving, and it's probably more forgiving because you've got more wood behind it.
Yeah.
Actually, when I struck the ball slightly off centre, it was still quite receptive.
Yeah.
Again, fair bit of wood behind the ball. So I think this bat's going to suit most players. It suits a front foot player, a back foot player. You're going to get, forgiveness for any shots that aren't directly out of the centre of the bat. So you should get good value for your shots.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe one for you, this, I think, Rich.
Do you think so?
I think I've got a feeling.
You've got a feeling? Oh, okay. I like the idea of that bit of forgiveness to the edges. I like the idea of that. I think for people that are going to buy a bat, I think that's especially at lower level areas of the game. I think this is a really good option because of that bit of forgiveness. For those that know their game well, I think it's slightly different. And I think for me, a little bit too much wood up the top, need a little bit more down the bottom. So I'm going to say, I'm not shopping today. How about yourself?
I'm shocked. I thought that was one for you, but I think for me, I prefer just a slightly lighter pickup. But as I mentioned, this does pick up quite well.
Yeah. And
with the extra forgiveness, I think you could do a lot worse than something like that, because I think you're going to get value, and you're going to get value for all shots played. So I think if you're unsure, it's a steady bet, but wouldn't be my first choice.
Nobody went for the Chroma.